everyone, welcome back. It is time to do our June budget. These are the designs that I have come up with for June. I was really feeling just tropical stuff. I'm over cold in winter, and so I was really just wanting something tropical and fun, and I really liked the colors as well. We have sinking funds, debt snowball, weekly checkup. Then we have washi strip A, washi strip B, and washi strip C. So, little update for Jason and I. We never got our budget meeting filmed. We have talked about it, but we just never got it filmed, you know, like the world went crazy and I don't know. But good news for us is we have Jason's job. He's a pastor. Our church, we were headed just like many other jobs, we were headed for a pay cut, which we were supportive of, but it never actually ended up happening. So Jason has kept his same salary through this whole entire pandemic, which is a huge blessing for our family. And so we have been able to keep stuff exactly the same. We had made some adjustments just to be prepared, and that we didn't actually end up having to adjust anything. So that was a huge blessing. I'm gonna get you guys closer here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Jason and I were talking, and at first we almost feel a little bit guilty that so many people are struggling and we have not been financially impacted at all. And then we said, no, we don't need to feel guilty because we have sacrificed for 12 years to get to the place that we're at with our finances. And we legitimately, for 12 years, we have had pretty much zero fun money, fun budget. We're very frugal with the grocery shopping. I work very hard to keep our grocery costs down. And we've just made a lot of sacrifices. We drive crappy cars till they're like dead. And we save up cash for cars. And to do that, you have to make what's the word? Sacrifices in lots of areas to be able to do that. And so we decided we don't need to feel guilty, that we can still have compassion for others and not feel bad that we're doing okay because we have made lots of sacrifices along the way. All right, now let's get to filling in some. Let me see here. I have purple and orange, which, let me see if I have different colors. See if I'm feeling it, the different colors here. Okay, I have blue and I have green. I think I might do the blue and the orange maybe. I like to have two different colors for like positive and negative. So let's try that out. All right. We always have Jason's salary. You know what? And I always start writing before I do the lines, which is not a good idea. So let's draw the lines here a second. And you don't have to draw lines. I like to draw the lines because I feel like it keeps everything more organized visually. Oops. All right, we have Jason's salary, and then I do like to have just like a little miscellaneous category for him because he does do weddings and funerals and stuff sometimes like that, or we might have, you know, say like an insurance refund or something like that. Who knows? So, like always, we have our tithe. We have our investment. All right, so our tithe comes out both paychecks. And let's see here. We take out $2.59 a paycheck, and so that is $5.18. Our investment comes out the second paycheck of the month. That is $150, and I feel like I have to mention this is just in addition to what comes out of, I don't know what that is, that's annoying. This is just in addition to what comes out off the top of Jason's paychecks. Each month we have investments and insurance and stuff that comes out before we even ever see it. We are back to this auto transfer. This is one of the things that we had stopped when we thought that we were going to get a pay cut, because we are saving $323 a month towards a new car. And I'm gonna set the auto transfer back up because I had stopped it, and so the 30th actually ends up being too late in the month, and so it might be like a 10th and a 20th or something. I'm trying to catch the first and second paycheck. And we have our mortgage, which is $1,667.10. We have our phones, which actually this is our last month of, we just do the thing where you pay for your phones a little bit each month rather than, you know, buying a $700 phone right away or whatever. We're in the last month of that, but I'm still going to keep the same amount that we have been paying in there, because that way we can build up. This will build up a little bit, kind of like a sinking fund, and then when we go to buy new phones, maybe we can do like a down payment thing, or maybe we'll have enough that we can just outright buy the phones. So since we're already used to it, I'm just gonna keep that in there. Spectrum is our cable and internet, which this is gonna be changing because we were on an introductory rate. And so this is going to be changing pretty soon here. We've had it for almost a year, I think. So that'll go up at some point. We have consumers, which is our electricity. That is the first paycheck. And I always kind of guesstimate. We're gonna guess high because we're gonna have the air conditioning on and start watering the lawn, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's below that. And then DTE is our natural gas, and this one goes way down in the summer, obviously. So I had $50 last month, which I will leave that in there, but it's not going to be $50. It's going to be way less than $50. So generally between these two, they kind of even out. Okay, so we have our car gas, which we are driving a whole lot more. We have finally started opening things back up here in Michigan. And so I'm still not doing our full gas budget because Jason is still working from home as of right now. And so I've put in, not as big of a gas budget. But for groceries, I really need to go above our $600 normal thing, because the cost of groceries has really gone up, and there are some things I didn't buy during quarantine that we just, like some toiletries and such that we need, and so I am going to do 750, and hopefully that's enough. So I would like to get it back down to 600, but just looking at the prices of meat and such, that's not gonna be possible. And I could still do it for 600, but I would have to cut out all the fun stuff, and we can handle it right now. So if we couldn't, I would totally get rid of all the fun stuff. All right, miscellaneous, which is kind of the way it just works out. It's a weird number, $54.79. We have piano lessons. This is always the first because I pay that on the first of the month. And it's $75 this month because he has 5 lessons instead of 4. And actually, before I forget, I am going to use one of my little cash stickers here because I take that out in cash. And then whatever's left over in food, because I like to use Sam's Club Scan and Go. Whatever's left in food, I take out in cash to use for the rest of the month. I would normally take out miscellaneous, but with the way things are, I would still like to have some money in the checkbook that I can order stuff online, so I'm going to leave miscellaneous not as a cash category right now. Then we have Netflix, which is the second, and that is still $15.99. We have our Compassion Child that we sponsor. That comes out the second. And if you notice, I have quite a few more seconds than I do first, and that's simply because our mortgage is a big chunk, and so I tend to set some of the other things for the second time of the month, because that way we have enough sinking funds in there now that it doesn't really matter. But when you're first starting up a budget, you have to make sure that you have money in your checkbook to cover your bills, and so you kind of have to divvy it out, based on the paycheck. You kind of have to manage that, which honestly, in my opinion, is the hardest part of setting up a budget, is just knowing when to pay stuff so that you don't overdraft your checkbook. This is my little subscription thing that I use for my stickers and stuff, and that comes out the second part of the month, which is $9.99. Okay, now all the rest are sinking funds. So then what I will do is I'll just write sinking funds in here, and when I have all those set up, I'll put the total of what all those are, and so that it totals out at the end. So the only other thing that I think that I need to do today is set up my variable income part and my transaction log, because I use those for some sinking funds. And so I think I like those here, and then, or no, what did I do? think I did weekly checkup, sinking funds, and then right here is where I do these. I've been playing around with where I put them, and so I confuse myself sometimes. Okay. Now I am at the last month of my planner, and I'm really hoping the new ones are not out yet, and so I'm gonna have to order right away when they come out, because you know, I will need it here in just a couple of weeks, and the shipping is, you know, can take a couple of weeks, so hopefully it doesn't really mess with it too much. 1, 2, 3 is really all I need. Okay. Then, to save myself space, I like to put my transaction log starting right here, because I generally use up the whole rest of the page on this side. So here and here is where I will use it all up. It just gives me a little more room. Ooh, that's all right. Because we're gonna put this one right here anyway. Okay, there is that. Now I think I'm gonna put this one at the bottom, just like so. Okay, and then I will put this one at the bottom over here. Then I need to use one of my washi strips so that I can cover up that. So I think I'm gonna use I think I'm actually gonna use washi strip A. Okay. Now I can draw the lines to get it all set up, and then we will be done. And I always feel better when I get this done, 'cause then I feel prepared for the month ahead. And I do keep it on the EveryDollar app also, so I already have it on the EveryDollar app. And I did actually, I forgot to mention, I did make some changes here to the transaction log. I just made some changes based on how I was using it and how I think people might use it more. And so this will be the name of the transaction, like wherever it came from. And then this will be whether it's, you know, plus or minus. And then the category for me is which, like I use this for my sinking funds, so the category will be which sinking fund it comes out of. But really, you could use it, you know, if you just want this to be like your checkbook register, you could totally use it that way. And you could leave the category blank if you don't need the category. So it's pretty versatile. You can pretty much use it lots of different ways. So now I just have to make this sort of match so that I can tell what column is what column. So this will be my date column. Right there. And then we have a bigger one for what transaction it is. Then we have a smaller one for the plus or minus. And then the last one there is for the category. So that is what it looks like all set up. Very happy with it. My next video will be doing my sinking funds, but I have to close out the previous month's sinking funds to be able to do that. And so we are all set for the month. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.